Juhani. She's a character many people have put straight into the dumpster, but hopefully we have found a way to revive our Catharian Queen in a defensive comp we've been working on the last couple of weeks. It's actually pretty useful in Grand Arena. Stick around, this one should be good. Alright, so when it comes to the Old Republic Karth-led team, I know it, you know it, they're not a great defensive team. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of footage in this video on a new comp that it does include Juhani, and it does so by taking out Cander's Ordo. Before you stop the video and start yelling at me, how could you take Cander's Ordo out? As I proved in my last video, he can be used in a lot of other comps. He will have a home. Juhani, however, is one that's been left on the sideline, and that breaks my heart. She's our Catharian Queen, and I definitely think that this is one that can throw off your opponents in Grand Arena. Alright, so if you haven't been scared away yet, you might be scared now. I'm calling this good defense or what? Hopefully you catch the fun there. I did, in fact, put relics on my Juhani, and yes, that is a little bit crazy, but a lot of people were using other, way more important 5th characters to take her spot that have a lot of better place that they could be going, and so you saw L3, Nest, Vander, Chewbacca, Wampa, all actually helped this team, but I honestly think that her being in this team is a better thing, and I think her being in this team with higher health and protection than Zaalbar is even better, and you're seeing some of the holds that I've gotten in Grand Arena lately. I even have some feedback from one of the individuals that failed to it, said he used First Order at first and it did not go his way. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of footage here of how it works on defense. I've gotten a lot of requests to just do more defensive theory crafting videos, and a lot of people really like those types of videos. So what I've done is my very best job to get as adequate of counters as possible. None of these are going to be perfect. So please forgive the fact that some of them are still Gear 12 and others, but I do want you to see the concept and how it's playing out in the game, and I'll walk you through why it is as tricky as I think it is, as it's being proved out in my Grand Arenas. So back to the footage here, you're seeing First Order go through. I've just put it on auto just so I could see kind of how the AI was playing things on both sides, and of course AI isn't going to ever be as good on offense, but again, wanting you to get the idea. Let's talk about why this works as well as it does. First, being that Watt is prioritizing his artificial and his AI on the highest health and protection character out there, which in this case is Juhani, she's getting the tank tech, which is causing her to taunt anytime she has protection. This is a group that gets a lot of protection and health back from any of the dots that they manage to land, and of course it is a comp that has an overall just nice durability with the leader of Karth adding a bunch of crit avoidance, tenacity, and potency, and all of that good stuff. So where in the past she was really lacking any good use, this is helping out in a couple ways. One, of course, it's forcing you to start to attack her first, which is just annoying in general. She also does have a natural counterattack that is built into her kit. But second, it is giving you and Zaalbar the opportunity to be sort of a dueling taunt, right? Anytime she goes below 100% protection, and it's automatically triggering his taunt and his retaliation. So now you have to deal with two passively generated taunts that are always coming back based on some random thing, either a character going under 100% protection, her going under 100% protection, whatever the case may be. Another thing that's really unique about this is her Zeta. Her Zeta, when she drops below 100% protection, is going to automatically regenerate 5% protection based on Old Republic and Jedi allies in the team. This is fantastic because essentially means as long as there's no healing immunity on her, she's going to get taunt right back. It just keeps going. And of course, the healing that's being done by the team overall is making this a very frustrating comp to try and get around. The next part of the synergy I want you to take just a quick look at is Watt. Watt has a couple things that he does. He cleanses on basic, which is great because now you have two cleanses. She obviously has one that's an AoE cleanse. He has another that's on his basic. And then, of course, anytime that he's attacking out of turn, he's laying down more dots, which is, again, healing more. And she can hit really hard. Her basic attack does 10% more damage for each debuffed enemy, and she's actually surprisingly one of the highest offense characters in the game. Now, her modifiers are low, I know, so it's not going to ever, you're not going to see some crazy 60k attacks on her basic, but she does still pack a punch in this comp. And given the fact that she can counterattack, she is super annoying, she's triggering Zalbar, I do think this is one that catches a lot of people off guard. And I can tell you, I'm showing you some of these, of course, on auto, because I want you to just see what's happening. And I also want you to see, when you go back and look at some of the footage, you will notice things. You'll notice things that are wrong. This is an important part of theory crafting, because you'll see here, there are dots being laid down, and guess what's not happening? She's not being healed. We have a bug alert. We have a bug alert. What are we going to do about it? I want you to go in, and I want you to immediately type up a ticket. They do respond. Do it. It will help everyone. In fact, I'm probably going to put a channel on my Discord for people to pile on bugs, because I hate bugs and I see them all the time, and I've got 2 out right now that I know if we just got more volume behind, it would help. I digress. Moving into back into the kit. Again, I'm just showing you all the different ways in which I've tried to take on this comp. You see the bugs did end up killing her, but it didn't matter because they ended up putting a taunt on Zalbar, and they're just not going to get past that. I also tried with Night Sisters. That was a complete failure. Not a great Night Sisters team, only Gear 12 and Gear 11 on the zombies, so nothing perfect. Same with Bounty Hunters. The boss was well geared, the others were kind of but it just honestly didn't matter. There's no good way outside of Django and Boba trying to get around those taunts. If you can get them up high enough relic to match them, for you to try and deal with them. I only did this because someone wanted to see it. This is not a good Phoenix squad. There are like no Zetas. But honestly, even if they had Zetas, I just don't see how you're going to be able to keep through. This is a timeout risk. Phoenix are not going to work like they would in the other comp. Now, what does work is, of course, your standards. Treya is going to have probably an easy time because you've got the ability to isolate. Throw on in there just makes it even easier. Actually, this was an interesting team. This was a good team, but there were a lot of Relic 7s in the team. There's a Relic 7 Dooku, there's a Relic 7 Magna Guard, and surprisingly, the Relic 7 Magna Guard still died. I was thinking that he, being completely geared out, would have been able to withstand what little damage they're doing, but Mission, it still does a lot of damage, and of course the Armor Shred is great too. So now I'm showing you this last one, the CLS. This is probably the easiest counter because you can target one immediately and keep the tech from going. So I hope you like this. Defensive theory crafting is one of my favorite things to do. Is this a perfect comp? Absolutely not, but it is one that I've seen already start to throw people off in Grand Arena. If you have comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks.